In ultra hardcore, death is inevitable. But in this world, death is not the end. For when I perish, I will pass the world on to a successor, just like it was given to me. There is a world to explore, mysteries to create, dangers to overcome. And me? I'm about to take a real massive risk. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's roll back the clock about a week as we continue our adventure in UHC Generations. Welcome back. It's time for some more UHC Generations. I am chilling up here in Historian's Rest, probably stressing you all out that I'm not wearing any of my armor. There, is that better? Hi. Oh, you don't have anything good. What are you talking about? Nothing has happened. But last we left off, I had just made this very cool map over here, and there's a big spawn-shaped hole over there, which we're gonna need some iron to fix, so let's get mining. But feeling that the strip mines underneath Founders Town would be pretty well picked clean at this point, I mean, there's basically signs saying that, I ventured out over towards the Shallows, one of the main additions from Leon, a Old West-inspired town with all sorts of cool structures in here, including one that can regenerate me. I did a little bit more looking around town, checked out the sign, and I'm not in charge, the sign is, do what the sign says, before grabbing a horse and heading out, finding Leon's gravesite overlooking the Shallows, and then heading out into the nearby savannas, making myself some diving equipment, and it's time to get going out for, hopefully, if all things work well, the last iron that will ever need to be mined in this world. And that was a very successful mining trip. Over 100 iron is going to give me all of the hoppers I need to build out a few really essential farms in Industry Park. I started firstly by just making a lava farm. Renewable lava was added to the game after a lot of things around UHCG were built, and that's something that's going to be useful because I'm also making a cobblestone farm, which I want to be able to smelt up to be able to have a renewable source of smooth stone. And yes, observant viewer, I did blow up the farm the first time I tried to turn it on. I had forgotten to waterlog one of the leaves. Once I repaired all of that, everything was going swimmingly. Once the cobblestone farm was done, I headed over towards Oasis Town and relocated a few of its inhabitants using boats and leads on boats, which is the best addition to 1.21. This is your bed. Get on your bed. Get in your bed. Get in your bed. That's your new bed. Stay in your bed. To move villagers up towards the uppermost disc, because we're going to be building out an iron farm. I normally go a little bit smaller with my iron farms. They don't need to last me forever, and they only need to cover a few small projects. But I want to do bigger and better things, so we're going whole hog. Take your carrots. Creating a version of the farm which can produce over 4,000 iron an hour. This was an intense process, and getting each of the villagers bred up so I had enough, and then getting all of the villagers in place, and then dealing with the zombies, sealing my leads. Oh, dang it. It took an intense amount of effort, but after about 10 hours of work overall, and yes, I am bad at redstone, which is why it took me 10 hours to build this thing, we have a fully functional iron farm. And I decided to add all of the brand new auto crafter mechanics down at the collection system so it all spits out in block form. It works! It's absolutely scuffed, and don't mind that I'm Gru. I just competed in Pandora's box, but it works! It works! This is a disaster, but it works! Okay, so that was a lot of work, and it's day 84, but we finally have automated some things. We are now getting iron blocks just being shipped into the storage system. Now, like, look, that's a beacon. Granted, we don't have any way of getting beacons right now, but You've seen the thumbnail. This is just overflow in case the whole system overloads somehow, like the crafter fails. And this is all of the poppies because it's useful. We could just put them, oh yeah, I moved that. But we could throw them into a composter and make bone meal. Why hasn't this gone? I don't know. But we're gonna pull out for a second and whoop. Look, it's me down there. Look at all the poppies and melons and everything still going around the system. It's so full. And by the way, I'm not gonna worry. This isn't gonna work. By the way, I'm not gonna automate the melon farm. That's not my farm to automate. Maybe somebody else can do it. I just took care of the farm that I'm adding. But we have the new iron farm. You probably saw that I had to demolish the cobblestone farm because it was kind of in the way. This took up the whole disc and I wasn't planning for it to. It is very big. It's a lot. We could even increase it, but I'm gonna need to decorate it. And for that, we're gonna need a lot of copper and a lot of bamboo. And we have not a lot of either. I had to fly around a little bit. The whole system is here. It's automating. It's always dispensing on that side in case anything gets into that overflow chest. Everything is all going. The crafter is tricky to work with, but I think I figured it out. And with that, we can now take all of this iron and put it to use because we're gonna map our way all the way over towards Stinger Cave, or at least we're gonna try to. Please tell me we have redstone. Please tell me we have redstone. Please tell me we have redstone. But at the very least, at least now we can map the spawn and replace those 9 maps that I knocked out. Transition. So cool. Look at the bolt. It's right there. But now we have a long journey ahead of us. We need a whole bunch more redstone. We'll get that later. We're heading all the way here because we have a quest to accomplish. And technically, we've kind of done this one already. Make a monument to the generation that came just before you. I think Historian's Rest qualifies. But there's also some more permanent quests that we can knock off the board. Iron Farm? Bosh. Done. That's never gonna happen. Make your own quest. I will. Start a nether hub. Slay the Ender Dragon. Decorate the Founder's Town portal. Twisted Trixie stole my netherite upgrade template. Finished upgrading my gear to netherite and kept an extra template for future generations. A witch named Twisted Trixie swiped it from under me while I wasn't looking. If you want it back, you'll have to go find her. As well, I'll try to find her as well, and if I find anything, I'll keep a note of it somewhere in my office. Oh, Josh, what are you up to, Josh? Find our enchanted apples. Rename a golden apple after yourself and hide it in the world somewhere. Oh, I like that. This is something that we're going to talk about. It isn't easy and it isn't safe, but it is my legacy. To begin, start reading my journal. Now look, I'm gonna tell you right now, this might be a controversial decision. I am not going for the vengeance of generations. You know how in every story there's mythical, long-lost weapons lost to generations and time? Well, imagine if just the next guy just picked it up. That kind of defeats the whole purpose. So we will be leaving this for a future generation. Now that being said, we're gonna make our own set of armor. We're gonna need something to work with. And these mostly broken diamond tools are not gonna cut it for forever. But the vengeance of generation is there for my successor, or someone after them. That we might find, which would be good to have. But the full set of armor, that's gonna get lost to time a little bit. Adds to the mystery. But with my plan for vengeance, or the lack thereof, settled, I buckled down and started heading north towards Stinger Cave, finding a desert temple that had been looted years prior to my visiting and leaving a message for those to come later. Hitting the water, I traveled first by dolphin and then by boat, making my way north to finally see the temple in the distance. There it is. Stinger Cave. Place should be a little bit safer now, I think. Oh, look at it. It's so pretty. Welcome to the Hall of Legends inside Stinger Cave. This is a memorial location for prior generations so that their memory will never be completely forgotten. It's meant to grow. If you're able, please make a statue and eulogy for the generation that passed the world to you. Now, I did not bring materials to build a statue because if I remember right, Josh has already built his face here somewhere. Quilby's up there. Leon right here. Moai over there. Ah, he did build himself. Cowabunga! He did build himself. I can't really write my own eulogy. Hopefully you can write something for me. All right, Josh. You're goodbye. Code Neon, UHCG's first historian, conqueror of Stinger Cave, creator of the Museum of Generations, and the hand who forged the vengeance of generations. There is this as well, which I really want to do something with. Hold on. The Wishing Well. Scattered throughout the main chamber are 5 Wishing Well tokens. Drop a token into the well and receive the well's gift. All right, it's a scavenger hunt. Cue the speedrun music. Let's find this. There you are. We're gonna leave the item frame. We're gonna leave that there. I have no idea how long that took because I didn't actually run a timer in real life, so it's on screen right now. Yay! Look at how good I did. New world record. I'm the only person in this world, so I guess everything I do is a world record. I really want this redstone. Let's see what we get. No shot! Another god apple! Oh, Josh, this is a wonderful, wonderful wishing well. That is the best loot box roll I could ever get. So to future generations, come to Stinger Cave. It's worth your time, for sure. And I just gotta say, like, the reaction to UHCG. I'm just recording this like 1 week into that video being live now. Everything I've done until this point has been a lot of setup. I am absolutely blown away. Beyond words. Genuinely beyond words. So the best words I have are thank you. We've made something really cool here. All the previous generations laying the groundwork for me to continue the torch. And by the way, we've all made a Discord server. If you want to come join, discuss everything happening in UHCG, theorize on what we're going to be doing in the future, try to solve the mystery that I'm about to do in the video, link is in the description. But I set out from Stinger Cave, continuing to sail around the northern ocean, directly north of spawn, eventually finding a spot where it all kind of meets a single point with a few islands, an area that right now I'm calling the Gullet. We'll build something here later. That's an episode 3 thing. Let's bring the drinking game back. I headed back home on foot, exploring a savanna biome, finding a pillager tower that didn't have a goat horn in it, Sag, grabbing a few extra ominous bottles on the way, and sailing my way back into the familiar jungle and desert intersection with the Tower of Founders Town lighting my way through the storm. I dropped off a lot of my inventory, crafted up some additional supplies, grabbed a few extra blocks, took the villagers, and started sailing north. These are the original inhabitants, or at least as close as I can get, to the 2 that I had borrowed from Oasis Town, but I'm not taking them there. Instead, I want to head off and create my first major secret contribution to the world. Something that, hey, Sierra, let's start blurring the screen here. I don't want any future generation to know exactly where this is. I want it to be a bit of a secret, a mystery, something that you all can solve as well. So I dropped the villagers off, sailed my way back home, and crafted up something that will help in setting up this mystery, but might be a little controversial. So yeah, Ender chests. This is something no one has used before in UHCG because all that you see right here, this is mine and only mine. Even when I pass the world on, whatever I keep in my ender chest, at least in vanilla, you couldn't get for anybody else. Now, I have contingencies for what might happen here, but there's no way I can carry all of that in there and everything else I need for the village that I'm gonna create. Because the villagers are secure, and again, I'm not telling you where, but the infrastructure, that still needs to happen. So, let's head back where we need to go. Just taking a different road. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I want to ride. This boat does have legs. Me! Look, if I'm going to run through the nether, I'm going to do so in style. Riding on a strider on lava is genuinely one of my favorite ways to travel. I know an elytra is always the end game goal, but being down on the ground, or on the molten ground, is always fun. And now that you've had more than enough clues about where I went to the nether, let's pixelate this screen as well as I head towards a portal and head out towards the vault. All right, if I did this right, this should link up to where our villagers are. But you don't get to see that. See you on the other side, or I won't. I'm gonna be really careful here, only showing what I built. None of the terrain, none of the secrets, no indication of where you need to go. But I do have a few villager friends here with me, and we're setting up a bit of an economy space. First operating with me doing all of the harvesting of potatoes, just constantly planting and replanting those, and then deciding to make a space for the villagers to kind of handle that themselves. But process is slow, it takes a heck of a lot of time, and I have things I need to do IRL. So let's take a little bit of risk. I'm gonna do something scary. I'm gonna AFK it. You can't see me behind this hoplite. I'm gonna AFK in the world. I've closed the door. I won't tell you. I still won't show you where I am. I'm gonna AFK so I have enough villagers to work with to make everything happen. So let's hope I don't come back to being dead. Totally don't think about how weird this really is, making babies in a cave to teach them all some magic while I'm not even at my computer. Oh yay. And a few hours later, well, that is more like it. Hello, friends. Let's teach you some jobs. So I did my best Dumbledore and started teaching the villagers magic, or reading? Wizardry. I don't know, mix my metaphors here. The eventual goal is to have this be a one-stop shop for every trade you could potentially need in the world. Literally every profession, every master trade. That, I think, could be useful as long as it's kept hidden. But for right now, we're going for some essentials, but maybe not the ones you expect. Things like mending, unbreaking, protection, those are all going to be useful in keeping me alive, but I'm aiming for some unique enchantments on my sword, specifically Smite 5. Josh spent his entire time in UHCG creating the Vengeance of Generations, the most powerful armor set designed to keep a player alive in any situation. I'm taking a slightly different route. Instead of keeping a player alive, I'm focusing on eliminating the threats we face, forging a weapon that can slay death itself. The only problem is, capitalism kind of got in the way of that. I brought to this location 9 stacks of iron blocks, mainly to trade with all of these toolsmith friends over here, so I could trade with all of these librarians over here. And right now, you wouldn't believe it, you really, really wouldn't believe it, I am broke. We have all our employees over here, we have employees over here just pending some education, but all of these books in an ender chest ready to go home. Plus, silky legs, my first perfect tool. I don't want to hear any comments about that. I'm just rolling with it. I'm gonna have to leave this place for now. Where's my ride? And my ride let's head home and get back to work back at Founders Town. Good to be back in the desert air. So I started de-looting everything, returning the fortune pick from Leon that I had been borrowing to its final resting place, as I had now forged my own. Then walking around Founders Town, I found, and this is not even the last time this will happen this video, something I hadn't seen before. Oh. I hadn't found this yet. I hadn't really explored these rooms over here at all. Here's an enchanting setup. Yo, okay, that's perfect. That enchanting area actually came in clutch, as I was able to finish off enchanting a few other things and added swift sneak to my pants so I could finally crouch quickly. The only problem was I was out of experience, but that can be solved pretty quickly. So you know a really fun thing about auto smelters? I know the sign says they're not the best, but something that is amazing about them is if you break a furnace that's been being used by redstone, you get all the XP. Perfect! 19 levels. Oh, I'm gonna need one more to name it. Just a cheeky 10 levels right there, don't you think? So now we can create our sword. What the last 20 hours worth of work has led to. Our blade, Witherbane. I mean, come on, y'all. You've seen the thumbnail. You know what's going down here. But I have a few other books to put in place. Few other things to really set in. What does it take to upgrade my pants? 20 levels? Easy. So easy. I'm gonna have to run those for the next generation. With my armor fully set up, I did a few other chores around town and started preparing my gear, knowing I had a lot of mining and resource collecting ahead of me. The only problem was, I was out of mushrooms, so I figure it's time that we head off towards a pretty important POI here in UHCG and explore something left behind by the founder. And here we are. The Fields of Regeneration. Look at all of them over there. This is around 14,000 that have been created and all put here by Moai at the start of UHCG to provide a safe respite and a reminder of basically use the soup. There's I didn't know that there was llamas here. There's a whole bunch of llamas here. Dum dum. I give you shroom shroom. Oh, this is empty. Uh-oh. Let's see what we can find around here. You give me bun bun. I don't have bone meal. Oh no, I didn't come prepared. I didn't know that there would be a quiz or a quest. I just wanted to come look at some pretty flowers. Dum dum. I give you some. Hi dum dum. Soup. Oh, that's the reincarnation spot. In this mysterious plains, this Moai head is a focal point of the past and present. When the campfire is lit, the generations of the past may take form once again, bound to this location. When the campfire goes out, they once again will return to their rest. Do not show your audience. Okay, secrets for me. 4 generations before me. Feel like I need to do one quick thing. Make it 5. That works. Really hard to do 5-pointed shape in Minecraft. Since everything's square, I think this kind of works though. One more Moai over here. That's just begging for a hanging sign. I wish I had one. There's also Quilby's house. First successor, friend to all bees. Pop in and say hi. Please be seated. Oh, some golden tools. Oh, that's so perfect. I know at least one person watching is extremely excited for a bee-themed house. Hi, Sil. I see you there. It has a ton of daisies, which we actually have quite a few of, but no mushrooms. But before we go, there is one tradition whenever you come to the Fields of Regeneration. You have to do the regeneration dance. striking out on mushrooms from the fields of regen, I just quickly farmed a few right in front of Founders Town. Fortune on an axe makes this really effective. And with my pockets filled with regeneration potions and stews to recover health, it's time to do the thing that you know from the thumbnail that I'm gonna have to do. And while the temptation would be there to just have a ton of commentary and narrate everything that I did, I want you all to just take a moment, breathe deeply, and experience this trip through hell just as I did. There we go. That was for Josh. You know what I forgot to bring? Crafting table. Professional Minecrafter, everybody. Professional. No shot! I think that sword has earned its name, don't you? 1 for 1! 1 for 1!
Hello there.
Ow. Okay. Yeah, that's that's a potion-worthy thing. That will heal us up to mostly full. Run around and grab ourselves a crafting table. Nope, I don't like you. 1 hit. 1 hit. It kills wither skeletons in 1 hit. Hey, I'll take it. That's 2. Oh my god. Three. I have 3. Oh, now it's real. Until now, it's just been a fun idea. Now it's actually, oh, I'm not sure I'm ready for this. I'm kind of freaking out. With the means to summon a wither in my inventory, I did a bit more work here at the fortress, got myself a few extra blaze rods, but continued along a path set forth by a previous generation, carved through the hills, returning back to the portal and back to Founders Town. Oh, I can breathe now. Oh boy, that was close. I don't like how scary that is. That's scary. I took a few minutes to collect my thoughts, write in my journal, commemorate and capture the moment as I was experiencing it, because I have a lot of work ahead of me. You've all been watching for about a half an hour at this point, so we're gonna make this next part a little quick. I collected a ton of materials. Blackstone, deep slate, tough, and a whole lot more. And this is the point where I take all those materials and start putting them together to make something really, really cool. I'm not gonna lie, I actually designed this one in creative first because pixel art is really hard, but it's only the main thing, and then the rest we're gonna freeform. Let's get going. Because I have a rule. You can fight the Wither 100 different ways. You can smush it up in the bedrock on the top of the Nether. You can stick it underneath an end portal. You can fight in a tunnel in the deep slate. But the first one you kill, the first time you make a beacon in a world, you have to do it in an open field. Look death straight in the eyes and take it down. Yeah! Oh, it looks so good. You can see the tower in the distance, the big museum, everything awesome, and then whom, just death in the distance. Oh, I'm so excited. But we're still not done. I have just a bit more to build. But built myself an arena befitting of the story of UHCG, a place where you can take on the god of death, say no, and say death is no longer inevitable. With a giant statue of your foe staring down at you and a place to fight to the end. This is my second main addition to the world. Welcome to Reaper's Point. It's done, it's done. Well, it's almost done. We have the amethyst, we have all of the little statues, we'll have soul lanterns hanging everywhere soon, and that giant statue just looming over me. We're gonna have its little brother right in front of it in just about a minute. But I forgot to bring any soul sand back from the Nether when I went last time. So I'm just gonna quickly walk my way over and grab a little bit, enough for all of the lanterns here and to summon my foe. So I made one final trip to the Nether for some very spicy, screamy dirt, brewed myself up a whole bunch of potions to assist myself with the fight, and set out the statue right in front of me. And no, I'm not procrastinating, okay? Just needed to catch my breath, get ready, and lock in. Okay. Here we go. I call upon the power of the previous generations. Moai, Quilby, Leon, Josh, join me in the fight. Oh, that obliterated the platform. Here we go, Witherbane. This is your job. Oh, nope, not yet. False start, false start. Here we go. Yes! Oh! Oh! Yes! That'll regen me through it. Let's go. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to rebuild part of the platform, but that's fine. Oh, I'm so excited. 3 Wither Roses. So one of them didn't die. Then again, 3 died and 1 took their own life. Oh, isn't that poetic? 3 died and 1 took their own life. Don't you just love how this game works sometimes? We'll clean up later. I have a beacon to build. I have a beacon to build. Running back through the desert triumphant, I stopped at Industry Park for a few supplies, started smelting some glass, and figured out where I wanted to place the beacon, directly underneath the tree that I had built last episode. And do you remember how I said Founders Town always seems to have a few more surprises waiting for me? Wait, what is this? Oh, this is the moss farm. Wait, we have a moss farm? There's been a moss farm here the whole time? And a sugarcane farm? Are you kidding me? Enjoying the fact that even when I try to be super serious and dramatic, the world will always find a way to make a joke. I finished excavating the space and prepared myself for a really quippy one-liner. This feels genuinely so good to make Founders Town a bastion of safety, a bastion of home on this server. Finally a place where death might not just be inevitable.